at these Venus flytraps, man. Nice and crispy. We're gonna grow these guys nice and big. And we also got this beautiful pitcher plant. I love it. Of course, here we have the fish. Sorry about the glare. These guys are gonna be moving into the 20 gallons soon. That's what we're gonna be doing today. We got our plants up here. Got our plants over here. This plant's starting to perk up a bit. I doused it, and you know what? We're gonna give it another dousing pretty quick. Asparagus fern. 10 gallon. There we go. Took out the filter. Filter is no longer running. That is the filter we're gonna use on the 20 gallon. This tank we're gonna run filterless. See how that does. Another giant jar for a terrarium. I know the last one I was talking about how big it was, but look at this monolith. Like, hot damn. I don't know how many gallons that thing is, but it's probably like at least 3. We'll figure it out later. I'll probably fill it up with water to figure out how much it is. Still got all our terrariums to redo. Have an empty tank that is going to either become a Daphnia culture or an immersed setup. I haven't decided yet. This cool plant that we're probably going to use in a terrarium. We've got our Java moss jar. We've got our plant cup. Let's take a look. This pretty much just has random stuff in it. Nothing too interesting there. But what is interesting is what we're going to be starting on, which is, well, I just mentioned the 20 gallon, and guess what? That's what we're going to be doing now. We can take a look at the bowl, because got water hyacinth, which looks great. Look at that. Appear in the bowl. We can pray to gods that we'll get pygmy sunfish. There's a terrarium. Terrarium still will need to be redone, but here is the starting hardscape for the Blackwater 20 gallon. Yep, we're going to be doing a Blackwater setup. And you can see I've gone all out with that Blackwater idea. Ignore the gravel and the stone placement for now. We're going to be working on that today, I guess, but we've got all our sort of hardscape and botanicals laid out. So we've got big piece of driftwood I bought. We've got some smaller ones I found. There's one underneath all these leaves here too. Yeah, there. Got this piece of spiderwood. Thank you, Sarah. We got all these various rocks that were laying around here. Sarah actually gave me this 20 with the heater and the filter. She didn't have the hang on back. That's why we're going to be using the 10 gallon one because I think that tank can do fine without a filter. As for botanicals, we've got some cones, some oak leaves. It says live oak leaves, but I mean, they're obviously not alive. Willow oak leaves and our catappa leaves. And in addition to that, we have these leaves right here. I found these outside. They're the same ones I used in the Jararium video, and I think I used them in the ISO project video as well. And we've also got these leaves. I found them outside. I hope they're safe. We're going to be kind of testing things out. And then we've got our rocks. Now, this isn't the gravel we're going to be using, but I just wanted to lay out the hearts. Oh yeah, there's this wood. These are just sticks I found outside. They've still got lichen and moss on them. I'm probably just going to leave that and let it sort of wither away with time. It's sort of my cheap alternative to manzanita wood, because I wanted to make sort of a spindly hardscape going on. I guess I'll show some pictures of other Blackwater tanks that sort of inspired this one. But I don't know, I've always wanted to do like a Blackwater setup, and we're not going to be leaving this thing bare, of course. We're going to have plants in here. For one, the open top is a great opportunity for sort of a riparium setting. So we're going to have our big floaters like water hyacinth and lettuce sort of cascading around the top with the frog bit. We'll probably have a plant or two like up on the light just because that's how I like to do things. Though they probably won't, we'll have to find some low light things because this room doesn't, I guess we could just... Now the room gets a bit more light, I guess. Take that down too. I'll figure something out, but we'll have all our plants in here, and then the tank itself isn't going to be too heavily planted. I want some carpeting plant I can't remember the name of, so put that on screen now. I will definitely remember to edit that. We're going to have Java ferns on this log in particular. I'm not sure about anywhere else. Maybe one on the spiderwood there. We're going to be lots of floaters, so we're going for kind of low light things. Probably a crypt somewhere in the middle there. And I was thinking Val in the back, kind of like as a background sort of thing. And then, yeah, I mean, I don't really know what else. Maybe a few Maybe a sword fern in there. I can't really think of any. I'll probably end up chucking an Acris and hornwort in there just to add to the filtration. Plus it'll add to the whole naturalistic aesthetic we're going for. But this tank is mostly about the hardscape. So the first thing we're going to do is actually, we need to remove all the gravels. So that's kind of my first step here. So I guess we'll get started with that. And I'm not doing that on camera because setting up a tripod and all that stuff is incredibly frustrating. So I'm just gonna do it and then check back with you guys. Because I mean, what do you guys really need? Another video that's just me narrating or music over a time lapse of me doing something? I don't think so. We're trying to change up the pace here. Quick look at the ISO project. Quick look at some art. I think I'm gonna start. This is Lexorium. This is the Immortal. We've got this new guy here. I think I'm gonna start like maybe streaming drawings, or I don't know, doing like a time lapse drawing just to add to the variety here. But here's the gravel we got. We got some leftovers from the 10-gallon. Same stuff there. Get that into focus. Yep. And then we've got this light gravel here that I bought for like $31 a bag or some ridiculous shit like that. We're gonna be using all this. I was gonna dirt the aquarium originally, but I decided against it because this tank does fine without dirt. Sometimes you see a Cory and you think they're like dead and then they're fine. Speaking of Corys, those are probably gonna be the first fish we put in 20. Actually, no. Well, let's talk about the stocking for a bit. Oh yeah, also I'm gonna put a pothos. That's what this is for. That's why it's here. And then there's the water lettuce. We're gonna put all that in there. But what I was trying to say is, the stocking is going to be those fish, and we're going to add a few other things. So my current idea is, might as well talk about this before cutting away. My current idea is we're going to have our neons, our black neons. Focus the camera there, come on. Our neons, our black neons, and our Corys. So we're going to have 9 Corys, 9 neon, whatever, all that kind of thing. There's 8 neons in a tank I helped set up at school. You never see them, they just hide in the plant, so I'm thinking we're just going to chuck those guys in here. Combine thinking and chucking at the same time. But I'm going to chuck those guys in here. So we have, that'll be what? How many neons do I have? I have 6. So that'll be 14 neons. Yeah, advanced math right there. So 14 neons. Probably get a few more black neons, a few more Corys. Maybe I'll get a different variety of Corys so we have a different shoal. That might be too heavily stocked. I'm trying to think about the relativity to planting, you know what I mean? Because that tank is like completely planted through, but this one's gonna be a bit more sparse. We're definitely gonna have a giant pothos and a bunch of floating plants, so maybe that'll make up for it. But yeah, I think that should be good. And then I was gonna get hatchets, but obviously they'll jump, so we're not gonna do hatchets. The hatchets might be what goes in the 9-gallon eventually. I'll probably just get hatchets in like a beta and maybe, I don't know, some pygmy Corys or just something, but it's a bit of change of pace. But yeah, this tank, neons, black neons, Corys, possibly a few cardinals. They are pretty expensive, but I think they could look cool. Maybe a bristlenose pleco, or just a smaller pleco in here. I'm trying to think what else. There's not really anything else I can think of. Maybe some like dwarf cichlids or something. I don't know. Something to stand out a bit. There is a giant angelfish at school, but he's like this big, so he might go in here actually. To be honest, I don't know. We'll make the decision. But anyways, what I got to do now is take a picture of this hardscape. And then start taking out this gravel and putting the other gravel. So yeah, I'm going to do that now.